Did you ever wonder why your lane feels impossible and there's nothing you can do? Today, you will learn that some lanes are way more straightforward than you think, and you can basically play passively and still win. Today's clip is from the replay review of Immortal Support, who struggle with a strong lane. If you would like to have a full coaching session with me, I can help you become a better player. If that's the case, find me on Discord. And now, let's watch the review. Because remember, Gyro Hero is like a hero that, if you decide to pull ever, it makes very awkward for enemy 4 to contest it. Because Gyro is a hero that likes to connect and can deal a lot of damage, right? So if this Wind Ranger is low enough, because you harassed her, which you did, if you pull like 2 creeps here and she wants to contest, and this Gyro pushes out this lane, he can suddenly join and just focus this Wind Ranger. Obviously, she can use the E, but then you can bushwhack, you know, yada yada yada. You want to play for the pulls, basically. If you have the pull comes, you don't need to pull like all the creeps, no. But pulling like 2 creeps or just a range creep is the best way to approach this lane, I would say.
Yeah. I guess I have some experience on this kind of thing. It's like sometimes the pool can feel a bit awkward. So for example, when 2 minute 15 coming on, I mean I used to do that. So usually when I do a half pull in 2 minute 15, that usually causes me to lose the Lotus because of the status of the creep. So instead of that, I actually prefer is either I doesn't pull the 2 minute 15 creep, or I just pull a full wave there so that my creep will stack up at minute 3, like basically having 2 range creep pushing in, so it's easier for us to contest the Lotus.
Okay. Okay, so that's correct thinking, but tell me, is that an issue for you in this certain lane?
I think so, because it's like if Undying, he plays down the tomb at the Lotus pool, like or we just stuck in there and then he just getting like 2-man DK. I kind of feel like they are stronger at the pool fighting.
No, but okay. So what makes them able to contest this? Like
If
able at
I
all?
if I pull the 2 minute 15, like if I do a half pull there, then they have the creep number advantage. So I can't even like the creep equilibrium probably like be in front of my tower that me and Gyro can't even approach this.
Yes, but
So yeah,
don't you see a big issue that with your logic here?
okay.
I will
It's
tell you
on
what. Okay, so the
Okay.
first thing is you can do a half pull, get it, and then attack the creeps. Nothing is stopping you. So you can push out the lane. Like there's nothing wrong with that. That's the first step.
Okay. Okay. So I kind of countering the fact that I have two
Yes,
free creep dying by
yes,
attacking their creep more. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
But you deny
I
two creeps
I,
here.
I
So that's
actually
the
never
first
thought
thing.
of that. Okay. Sure.
Okay, that's the first thing. But the second thing, more important for this lane, is your gyro is controlling where the creeps are. You have flag cannon. So even if you do that, you don't need to attack the creeps. All you need to do is just use the flag cannon and the creeps will push out. What makes them able to contest this is creeps not being here, basically. If the creeps are here, no hero will go there. No hero. It's just not possible. And if you have a hero like Gyro, he's always gonna push out the wave. So you are the king of the Lotus. You don't need to worry about it unless you really fuck up this lane. And I don't think you like your Gyro wants to use the E off cooldown basically here. I think with Gyro you really want to play on pulse. I just pull it every time because he's gonna every minute basically because he's gonna push the lane every time anyways with
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
E.
Maybe I should have communicated with him and we just shove the lane, like instead of playing the lane against Undying, like we just like fuck it. We just don't let him lane. Instead, like just
Yeah,
split the lane.
I think your approach is completely wrong here. That's the thing, which is
Okay.
you're standing on the side harassing this guy. I mean, just play on the pulse, and if he comes, you use bushwalk, and then Gyro comes in, you just harass him. And the first time he's not gonna die. The second time he's just gonna die on the Wind Ranger, and you just like because the big issue here I see is Gyro has 67 last hits, which is not the worst. he is a hero that doesn't really care about what's happening on the lane. He just wants to use his E, get creeps, and then at 3-4 minutes he wants to start farming wolf camps, hit the lane, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I guess I'm like playing by default Wingwood. Like I didn't think about I didn't think too much about like what you should gyro do.
You're investing. Okay, so Hoodwink is also a hero that you don't really want to invest into the lane. I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice. Don't get me wrong. You're
Yes.
playing position 5. You have to buy the solves. You have to buy, mango, all of that. But you really don't want to do that. You would love to have arcanes as soon as possible, get level 6, then rotate towards the mid lane, just play with the mid lane.
Yes.
So I think this game mostly comes back to the laning, that you're playing the lane normally. And
Yes.
so what happens if Gyro farms and Undying farms, and you don't put pressure on each other? What happens then? Are you happy
They
with that
both.
trade?
I'm not so sure. I think so. I mean, I think that's like the best scenario. I mean, it's kind of unrealistic that Gyro is farming but Undying is not, because since Undying is way stronger in the landing phase.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't like the Undying farm, but it gonna happen anyway. So if they are both farm, I guess that's a good scenario.
Yeah, I completely agree. You picked Hoodwink 5, and there's a Gyro on the lane. You cannot do anything to Undying farming because your Gyro is always gonna naturally push out the lane. And if you go here to contest them, you're just gonna die. And you're gonna spend a
Yes.
lot of gold on salves, right?
Yes.
So that's something you don't want. If I'm playing lane like this, I'm like, okay, we both farm. I don't care. Gyro is farming, I'm getting levels, I'm pulling the lane every minute, I'm getting neutral item at 4 minutes. I'm fine with that. I don't fucking care. What happens if Undying farms? It's not like a Alchemist offlane. It's Undying. He's gonna buy a mechanism or a Ganims, and then he's gonna come to the fights and be very tanky, but we can ignore him.
I feel like he gonna buy a Crimson and my Gyro damage gonna get nullified.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
that's
if he
what.
buys a Crimson, then Gyro keeps farming for the Daedalus.
Yeah.
If your Gyro has a good start, he doesn't need to participate in fights. Like, you
Yeah.
are here to provide Gyro a lane that he can farm early on. And,
Okay.
by baiting yourself, being low HP and all of that, that kind of makes enemies able to play aggressive on you. And you don't want
Yeah,
to play on
because
this lane. You want
because I feel
to,
like
yeah?
I feel like what happened in this lane is like they keep going on the Gyro, and what I can do is like I can just push back, but the Gyro keep getting damaged by their long range spell, like the
Mm-hmm.
DK and the power shot.
Mm-hmm.
And and he eventually died. Like I feel like I can't do much.
Yeah, but
But like you said, if I do the pull, like maybe take some attention away from the Wind Ranger kind of stuff, things gonna be better.
I mean, that's what I would aim to do so here.
Yeah.
Because maybe you get a 4-minute neutral item that is the Tango, right? This, the Tango item.
I get what you're saying. The
That's
one
also
that
possible.
the harvesting.
Yeah, and the worst thing that can happen is you pull every minute. Your Gyro is farming here, 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 here. Like, he farms for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. They put a lot of pressure on him. But you got some levels on him, you got some levels on yourself. Suddenly they have the Tombstone of cooldown. They are able to be aggressive. You just go here to the runes. You secure the rune. You didn't invest into 2 salves because you didn't need to.
Yeah.
And you play for
Because
Thorn.
that because I didn't do those kind of trading. Like I have enough resources to help the mid lane.
I don't think you're a trading hero in this lane. Versus Wind Ranger, Undying is very hard for you to trade. So if you buy a salve, like if you buy 2 salves, that means you are trading way more than you should be. So I think you just avoid that. And the easiest way to do that is just pulling, right? Maybe you get early boots, maybe you stack for the Gyro here. Like, what happens if your Gyro just dies once but has like 40 last hits? And then he has stacks here. Is he gonna be happy about that?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
fuck
He's
it. Like, he's
okay.
gonna die here once, then come back at the 10 minutes, he's gonna have 90 last hits because you made him
Yeah.
stacks. Fuck it.
Yeah, true.
Like, some lanes with Gyro, yes, you can be aggressive. You can put a lot of pressure. This is not the lane. Undying, you're not killing. Wind Ranger, you press your Q. Wind Ranger presses her E. That's it.
Yeah.
If it's another lane that you can pressure, like Mars lane, I mean, Mars is not the best choice, but I don't know, like Slaughter maybe, a hero that cannot just run away from you or is not that tanky, right? Then you can play like this. You can
Maybe
invest into salves, right?
maybe like a X kind of stuff.
Yeah. Gyro versus Undying, if both farm, you are happy with that. I'll always ask yourself, if you're playing a support, are you happy with trading farm? If you are
I guess
happy with trading farm, that puts you in a different mindset, because you can obviously still like kick people out of the lane if you have ability to do so, but it's not your priority. It's only because you are a better player, and then you can, abuse that. But if that's not possible for any reason, like they are just good players as well, ask yourself, am I happy with trading farm? If I'm happy, fuck it. Like, let them farm both. And what happens is Gyro gets like 3 items, and then Undying is gonna come to the fight, get like Crimson Guard, and what happens? Like, you kill the Tombstone, you just wait out his ultimate, and obviously the big choice here is you let your Gyro farm, but it's not like you're gonna be with him every time, right? So if you leave him, that means you're playing for your Ember. Storm Spirit. And if your Storm Spirit has a good game, then you don't fucking care if Undying has a good game. You don't care. Like, Storm is gonna win this game alone, by the way. Like, if he has a good game. So play for his timing. Ignore the... Like, Gyro allows you to skip the laning stage to the point that you just push the lane, pull it back every time.
Okay.
So that's why this is a good hero to play with. So don't try to be tricky if you're playing against a lane that you don't carry the farming compared to your other counterpart. So let's say you have an alchemist, a carry, right? And they have I don't know. Let's see, they have
like a patch.
Yeah. So you are farming. Are you happy with that? Yes. The tricky part is, if you are playing a hero with a hero that is not happy if you are trading farm. Like, if this Wind Ranger is here and you ask her, are you happy about farming with Gyro? The answer is no. That means she needs to put pressure, right? And she's doing that. You are making it possible for her to lane normally, because you are not pulling as much as you can. And if she's allowed to put pressure on the Gyro, like puts press spells and all of that, that makes her game naturally very easy, right? Because she would love to play for Ember and secure the runes. But if the trade-off is Gyro is gonna free farm, then no, I will stay there and play for this lane. Because if I'm here and the Gyro is not farming, I will completely take that trade. Even if that means my Ember is 50-50 for the runes.
I feel like this approach is like a very specific situation because I think Gyro is probably the only carry that enable me like doing what you said just now, right? Like I can just like ignore him and focus on pulling. I guess like I kind of using the wrong approach because I kind of deemed a way that Gyro can provide that style. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, yes, it's a very specific hero, but you always can ask yourself, are you fine with trading farm? And this is not related to Gyro hero. Because sometimes you're gonna have a hero that is not really, able to pressure the lane as well, but you're very happy with him farming. So
because usually I feel like if I don't pressure the offlaner and or the post ball, then they gonna pressure my carry, and then my carry, he can't get the farm he want. I guess that's my like the default thinking.
Yeah, but you have different ways that you can pressure, right? Let's say you cannot pressure the offlane. I'm not saying you shouldn't pressure them, but you cannot. Like, they have heroes that they just don't allow you to, right? So what are the ways you can help your carry? So what are the ways you can help your lane if you cannot pressure? Here, it's very simple. You can do it directly by just stacking for the Gyro, so he has a better game.
Yes.
Or, if you realize that you cannot pressure this lane, ask yourself, who can pressure this lane? Or do we need to pressure this lane at all? That's the question. So the first thing is, who can pressure? It's your storm with runes, right? So you secure the runes. And the second thing is, do we even need to pressure it? I don't think you need to pressure it if there's Undying position 3. No. I would much rather just stay on the bot lane and just pressure on this man kicking. This is way more important than pressuring or Undying. Because the worst case
Yeah.
scenario, you fuck off at 4 minutes, let's say 4 minutes, right? Your Gyro is gonna press E, push the lane, lose like 2 last hits, then he's gonna farm here. That's the worst case scenario. And maybe this
Yeah.
Wind Ranger will follow, fuck with him, all of that. Maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe not. But you killed the Monkey King already. Because you fucked
Yeah.
off to the bot lane. And then you just
Yeah.
run to the mid lane, secure the runes.
I feel like the first 6 minutes, I mean, instead of doing pressuring or like doing really contributing,
Mhm.
I feel like I just like kind of surviving like with the gyro.
Mhm.
Like I kind of just I just stopping him from dying. Although he still die.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very specific lane, but
Yeah.
generally
Yeah.
think where the pressure is the most
Mhm.
important for you. If there's like Undying, Monkey King, Ember Spirit, I think Undying is the least important hero for you to pressure, basically.
Yeah, I won't say at least, but probably like the hardest, like the most impossible to pressure.
Yes,
I need
most
to think
impossible,
like,
yes. And then obviously, so the thing is, for this game, it's also very specific because some heroes you have no choice, right? Because
yeah,
what happens if you leave a lifestealer here and the lifestealer has to farm here because it's not a jungle hero, right? Then you
that's
have
true.
to invest into salves and let him farm early, right? Or like
Okay.
Ursa hero, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
those heroes are more likely to deal with Undying also, but some lanes you cannot just abandon by just stacking and leaving, right? A Gyro, you
Mhm.
can absolutely do that. And this,
Okay.
I would say, in this game, it's the best choice, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
difference. Because some games, you have to do the thing that doesn't feel good, but you have to do it so your team has a game. Here, you don't fucking care. Gyro hits his E, goes brrr, kills creeps, you go to the other lanes.